So Jonathan, if you could talk a little bit about the single family market out here. A lot has changed on the island. It's you know, part of it COVID, part of it started before COVID, where New York City just keeps getting more and more expensive, and now Long Island is providing some of the services and living arrangements that our young people are interested in. So could you talk a little bit about that?
Sure, David, and thanks for having me as well. Uh, Really, what Long Island is experiencing right now is the uh, conflation of two events: the impact of COVID on the region, as well as the the actual outbound migration that we're seeing from the city, where Long Island is benefiting. I've been the author of a market report series for Douglas Elliman Real Estate for 25 years. One of our coverage areas and home base for Douglas Elliman has been Long Island and the Hamptons, the East End. And what has been particularly or a standout feature of Long Island, the housing market, especially single family, which is the dominant form when you're looking at single occupancy, condo versus single family, is that since the financial crisis, out of all the suburban markets that surround New York City, Long Island has been the most consistent and steady in terms of growth of sales activity and price trends. And beginning with the COVID era in mid-March and the lockdown, what we have seen over the summer in the recent months has been twofold. One has been there was a massive release of pent-up demand that came from people that would have typically bought in the spring or sold their homes in the spring. And that essentially, the way to think of it is we took the spring market and surgically removed it and dumped it on top of the summer market. So we had this sort of distortion of activity. And I think that seasonality aspect is coming to an end now. And really what we're seeing is more the residual benefits to the area from what the city is going through with COVID. So what we've been seeing is there has been a tremendous amount of outbound migration, but it's the urban from the city, that is, but really the urban to suburban narrative is more Manhattan to suburban. And what's really telling in not only Long Island, but all the regional suburbs like in Westchester and Fairfield, for example, is that the growth in contract activity has been heavily, all price tranches are seeing growth, but the greatest growth is being seen at the upper end of the market, meaning the higher the price tranche, the higher the year-over-year increase in activity, which has really been something that we haven't seen since the financial crisis. Markets like the North Shore have been very soft, and have clearly seen a change or an increase.